All right. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Get ready, ladies. Take a deep breath. Because we're going to talk about it. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to get very personal with it. It's going to be real raw on tonight. So hopefully you'll be able to deal. That's why if you saw the caption, it said serious women. Serious, matured women. All right? So we're talking about the serious, matured women. All right. When we deal with rejection, you guys, we go through some ups and downs, some highs and lows. You know, it can take you to a very, very low place. No one wants to feel rejected. No one wants to feel like they're not wanted, they're not accepted, that they're not a part, that they don't fit in, that they don't connect. No one wants to have that type of feeling. But I'm telling you, when you get rejected, it is a feeling that will hang on you. It will rest upon your shoulder and it will weigh you down. If you allow it to keep you down and keep you set back, you would stay stuck for a very, very long time. You know, I said many of us have been rejected at some level. Maybe you now have been rejected from a partner. We're going to get to that in just a moment. We're getting there. It's going to get juicy. Just wait a minute. But maybe you've been rejected on a job. Maybe you didn't get that promotion. Maybe you didn't get that position. Maybe you got let go of that job or whatever the opportunity was. Maybe you didn't get the house you wanted. Maybe your credit score was not high enough. Maybe you weren't qualified to receive all of the monies that you knew that you wanted to receive for whatever funding that you had. Maybe some doors were shut in your face. Maybe you didn't get the car that you really wanted, and you know you really, really wanted that car. You really knew that you can pay for that car, you can afford that car, but you didn't get it. We're going to talk about all of that on tonight. Hey, my sweetie Brit, but we're going to go for it, guys, talking about rejection in such a real way, because in many times we think of rejection when it comes to relationships only, but there are so many different forms of how we were rejected. But let me say this, because when we think about that that term rejection, we think about neglect. Okay, we think about not feeling accepted, not being wanted, and many times when we think about rejection, immediately we think about not being accepted, and immediately as it relates to relationships, not being wanted. I'm going to tell you that rejection, ladies, listen, rejection is not always bad. Rejection is a good thing. It's a good thing. Remember I talked to you guys about suitable companionship? That person that is suitable for you, a suitable mate, what fits, what works for you, what best describes you, what is tailor-made for you. And a lot of times we feel like we want something or someone, and that something or someone may not be ready for us. It may not be the right season for us. It may not be the right person for us, or even perhaps it's not the right timing for us. And it's okay that you did not receive that. It's okay that that door was closed in your face. It's okay that some relationship was ruptured and somebody walked out of your life, or somebody chose someone else and they didn't choose you. It's okay, because rejection will take you to your blessed place. I'm going to say that again. Rejection will take you to your blessed place. If that door was not closed on your job, if you did not get that promotion, if you would have received it, perhaps you wouldn't be where you are. Perhaps all of what's in you was not able to come out of you. It wasn't until you got into that uncomfortable position, when things got really, really tight, when things were really, really rocky and shaky around you, that you begin to be desperate enough to move out of your comfort zone and to do something and be someone differently. Yes, rejection is a good thing. Rejection is a good thing. Let's take a moment. Let's reflect for a moment. You know how we do it. We go back and then we move forward, okay? So let's just go back for a moment. Let's think about it. Some things that we were rejected. Some places where we just didn't fit in. You know, you were rejected out of that club or out of that crowd or that organization or that ministry or whatever it is, that job, that position, you know, that fraternity, that sorority, whatever it is, who's ever coming in. Let's meet you where you are. Say perhaps you didn't fit in. You weren't chosen. You weren't the one that they selected. You thought you should have gotten it. You thought you were better. Matter of fact, you knew you were on point, girl. You knew you were the bomb. You knew you should have gotten it. Yeah, you knew you were better than the next person, but you weren't the chosen one. You weren't the one that was qualified. You weren't the one that was picked for the position. And a lot of times we feel so disheartened, so overwhelmed, and so broken because we can't figure out, what really went wrong, because we did everything that we can do. We had our game face on. We put everything in order. I hear you, Hope. That family, yes, we get it right. We have all our ducks in a row, and we still, you mean to tell me you're still not satisfied? You're still not happy? You're still complaining? I really didn't fit. Are you sure that I'm not the best person that is qualified to handle this? I thought that I was better than the next person. I thought that I really deserved it. I thought that I should have been the one because I gave it my all and I put so much into it. And you mean to tell me you turned your back on me? You mean to tell me that friend decided that they no longer wanted to friend you? They no longer want to like your photos? They're no longer liking your posts and sharing. They're no longer wanting to talk to you. You're not getting texts anymore. I mean, they were blowing you up in last season, but this season it's a whole nother ball game. They're with a whole nother circle. You feel a little used. You feel a little abused. My pastor, Bishop Noah Jones, he said anything that is used is useful. Come on, so put a peg right there. We're going to talk about it. Anything that is used, that means that you're useful. A person can't use you unless you're useful. A person cannot abuse you unless you allow them to. So listen, when we're talking about rejection, and we go through all of this broken stuff, girls, because, ooh, ouch, it hurts, especially in relationships. When you're being rejected, it can take you to such a low place. It'll have you questioning yourself and like wondering, you mean to tell me, that they left me? Do they know who I am? Do they know what I'm worth? Do they know what I really bring to the table? We began saying all of that, man, I was trying to help them out. I was trying to, help them get through. I was really trying to work it out with them. I allowed so much. I saw so much. I let some things go. I turned the other cheek. I winked the eye. I blinked at some stuff. I let some things slip by me when I saw it, I caught it, and I didn't even say anything about it, and they thought I didn't see it, but I saw it the whole time. Oh, I heard the conversation. I knew it all along, but we continue. Listen, we continue to stay right there. We hold on. We hold on with everything in us, but guess what? Sometimes you just got to let go. Yes, sometimes you just got to let go. Sometimes you got to break away. It may not always go the way that you want it to go, but sometimes you just got to learn to say, okay, that was not for me. That was not for me. But let me tell you, remember I said rejection is not a bad thing. Rejection is a good thing. Because ask yourself the question, had you not been rejected, had you not lose the job, had that door not get shut in your face, had that man not walk out your life, had that friend not unfriend you or not follow you, if it had not been, will you be where you are? Will you be doing what you're doing? Because many times we already know one closed door is another one open. One setback is a setup for a strong comeback. Come on. One reject, one man's trash is another man's treasure. You already know there are so many things that you would not have done if you would have stayed where you were. There are so many things so many levels that you would not have gone to had you stayed where you were. Matter of fact, let me tell you, ladies, what we do when we're rejected, especially by man, especially by our spouses, especially by our mates, especially by our interests. If there's somebody that we have like interests or somebody that, we're feeling, and we're rejected by them, guess what we do? We get all cute. We go to working out. We start eating right. We go and do a whole changeover. You know what I'm saying? Yes, treasure. That's right, Lady Gwen. We start looking our best. You know, we start doing something. Get our makeup, our MAC be packed. You know, our hair be laid and swayed. Our lips be lined, girl. We get that matted MAC lips. Come on. We get those waist trainers on. We get those lifters up. We do some stuff. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're on our game now. We got our game face on, because what we're doing now, we're going to show and tell. Oh yeah, we're going to let them know what they're missing out on. We're going to let them know that it should have been us. We're going to let them know that we should have been the one, that they messed up, you know, that they lost, and a whole lot of stuff that you had just been accepting along the way. You just stayed there through it all. You went through all of that heartache and heartbreak. You stayed there through it all of their mishaps and all of their mistakes. You forgave over and over again, and now they're going to come and reject you. Now they're going to come and cheat on you. Now they're going to come and just change their mind concerning you. Really? They must don't know who you are. They must don't know who you really are. How dare they do that to you? So, you know, many times that sort of thing happens when we are in the place where we are feeling rejected. When we are feeling rejected by many, when we're rejected by those that we love so dearly, what it does, it pulls that treasure out of us, ladies. It helps us to be even better. I mean, we were on point before, but guess what? When they close that door, oh my goodness, there's a great door waiting for you. There's a great door waiting to be sprung wide open. You would not be as creative as you are. You would not be doing the things that you're doing on the level that you're doing it. You may not write that book that you were prepared to write, and all of that substance that is down on the inside of you. Had you not had a door closed, you would not have written it. Had you not had a door closed, you would never have started your own business. Had you not had some things and some people to walk out of your life, you would not have known the real you. You would not have been able to really understand all of who you are and all of what you're capable of doing. You're at your best. You're better than you've ever been before. You know, you're greater than you've ever been before, because you allowed some things to come up to you so close, so up close and personal, that caused you to be wounded, to cause you to hurt, to cause you to be knocked off of your high horse. And now you're really able to look up and say, you know what, God, you're still there. So if you're still there, guess what? I'm able to get back up and start all over again, no matter who stays, no matter who goes, no matter what door closes and who walks out of your life. You already know that you're able to start all over again. And I'm going to say it again. Those things that have been causing you to be set back were only conditioned to set you up for a strong comeback. Oh, yes, it has. Oh, most definitely. You're doing things even greater. You have recreated all of who you were, because the things that you wanted to do, you couldn't do it. You know why? Let me tell you why. This is the good news. This is the good news. You couldn't do it because you were focusing too much on that particular thing or that particular person or that particular place. You were too focused on where you were at the time and who you were connected to. You invested so much energy and time into that relationship. You were never even doing the things that you needed to do for you. For you. You were too busy trying to help that person out. Help them build their business. Help them build their dream. Help them work their plan. Help them build their house. Come on. You were too busy trying to work on everybody else's stuff that you did not give all that time and attention to yourself and the things that you needed to be doing. But oh boy, that friend called rejection when that friend rejection came into your life, oh my God, what a time, what a time. Didn't you have a whole lot of time to get yourself together? You had so much time to work on you. You have so much time to work on your plan and all of the things that you know that you should have done a long time ago, but you didn't want to do it because you wanted to stay right there, because you didn't want to let that person down. You didn't want to walk out of their life and leave them stuck. You wanted to make sure that you stayed there with them to make sure that they were good. But guess what happened? You sold all of that. And then they turned around and they walked away. Or they turned around and they closed the door. They turned around and they regrouped and they got a new circle of friends. They turned around and they decided, hey, you know what? I'm here now. I made it and you're no longer needed. So, ladies, and guess what? We took that and we funneled that into some energy that really fueled our fire. It fueled your fire. Yes, it did. Okay, you were a little upset for a little while. You were disenchanted. You were hurt. You were angry, matter of fact. You were bruised and wounded. Matter of fact, you said, I'll never, ever, ever do that again. I'll never stay as long as I did. I'm not going to give all of that to anybody anymore. I'm going to treat people that the way they treat me because my heart was in it. I loved him. I gave him everything. The best years of my life, I gave it all to him. Oh yeah, I did a whole lot. I tried my best to help them grow. I tried my best to help them build. I went there and I planted and I poured in and I gave them the best of me. And then, come on, what happened? What happened? Let's talk about that relationship. Let's deal with that one. You taught him how to eat. You taught him how to exercise. You taught him how to dress. You taught him how to work. You taught him all of the things that he didn't know. You were there to do it for him, right? Yeah, you were there to organize and you were there to plan and prepare, and you got rejected. He decided that he no longer wanted to stay. Or he decided that he didn't want only you, so he stepped out on you. We're going to deal with it from all angles. I told you we would. Yeah, we're going to deal with it from all angles because, you know, I know that on matters of the heart, I have married women, I have single women, I have divorced women, I have women that are coming from all walks of life, women that are wounded, women that have been in some broken places and spaces. I have women that have arrived. I have women that are blessed and empowered. I have women that are in corporate America. I have entrepreneurs. I have all of that coming right on here on matters of the heart. So we're going to touch it in every area. Yes, we will. We're going to touch every area because you thought because he left you that you would not survive. You thought you wouldn't make it without him. Matter of fact, you felt like giving up. You didn't know how you would handle it because you have been there your entire time. You've put years, you've invested time and energy in it. You thought that it would last forever. And now you find yourself in a place, in a very desperate place, with your back up against the wall. You thought you really needed it. And you thought you really needed him. But when you begin to process everything, why don't you process it all and see where you fit? Where did you really fit in that person's space? Where did you fit in their life? Were you the entire operation? It's like go and see The Wiz, and when you pull the curtain back and you realize, you know, he's just pulling, he's just one person and he's making it all. Was that Wiz you? Was that really you behind that curtain? Were you the one keeping it all together? Were you the one trying to hold everything up and keep it all in place? And now You have been the one that gets the short end of the stick. Does he really know all of what you brought to the table? Does he really know all of what you were able to give? And guess what? You gave everything that you had. You gave it all to him. You were able to do it. Yes, you were. And you didn't complain. Matter of fact, you loved it. Yes, you did. You loved it. You loved it. You were able to give it all. And then you got let go. Then you got turned down. And you got moved out the way. There was someone else taking your space. Someone else was hired for that job. Someone else took that position. That promotion went to someone else. You didn't get it. They gave it to someone else. Yeah, they gave it to someone else. And you thought that that would have set you back and kept you down. But wait a minute. Guess what happened? Guess what rejection did? Rejection caused you to reflect. It caused you to look back and to think that thing through and to see what really happened and to own up to what you know, who you are and whose you are. There's treasure in you. There's greatness in you. You are a force to be reckoned with. You brought a lot to the table. You brought a lot to the business. You brought a lot to the relationship. Yes, you did. You brought a lot on that job. Even just to go through the doors and for them to see you smile. Even to walk in and for them to hear you just speak and greet and love and hug everybody. You brought a lot to it. You had a lot of wonderful ideas. You had a lot of vision and insight. There was a lot that you were able to do. Even as it relates to your family, there's a whole lot that you're able to bring to the table. You are the prayer warrior for the family. You're the one that is more reasonable. You try to make everything peaceful. You're the one that brings all of it. You bring it all. And now, guess what? There's a conspiracy. Yes, there's an alliance being formed. And you're not welcome. Matter of fact, there was a party you weren't invited to. They didn't invite you. They didn't invite you. There was a meeting that you missed. There was a conference call that you didn't get the memo about. No, you didn't get it. You didn't get it. And you felt rejected. You felt left out. You felt like, oh my goodness, you know, how could they do this and they not tell me and they not invite me? And I have been there the whole time and I have been a part of it. Guess what happened? You shift gears. You shift gears. You went to another level. They saw it before you did. You're not the same person. You're not talking the same. You're not wearing the same face. No. They see something different in you. And a little green-eyed monster have crept in and now you're there competing with you and you thought it was because you didn't fit. You thought it was because you didn't qualify. You thought it was all because of you. No, ma'am. It's a part of the plan. It's all a part of where you're going, what you're doing, and what's getting ready to bring forth in your life. There's something getting ready to set off. Yes. You thought it was you. Because after all, you were friends and you thought everything would be wonderful. And now that friend is no longer texting. Matter of fact, they probably blocked you by now. They're not even taking your phone calls. They're not liking your photos anymore. They're not going and inviting you out to parties and you're not hanging out with them anymore. You thought the rejection was all about you just not being accepted, but the rejection was about God preparing you for where he's taking you. You're getting ready to go someplace that they cannot go. He's getting ready to take you up to a high place, and he know that all of that weight, because guess what? Because of the person that you are, you're going to stay right there. You're going to try to help them. You're going to give them all you got. You're going to help them pay their bills. You're going to help them deal with that. You're going to help them find a job. You're going to stay there because they're stuck and you don't want them by themselves. You're going to stay right there to make sure that they're okay. But God had to allow that door to be shut because you have become a codependent. You are relying on that relationship. You are keeping that soul tie because you think you can't make it without them. But God allowed the door to be shut. You thought you were rejected? Oh no, it wasn't because you weren't good enough. It wasn't because you didn't meet the standard that you weren't on the same level. You were above level, as a matter of fact. The door was shut because you would have remained complacent. You would have remained stuck. You would have stayed in a space, in a place where you have outgrown. You are bigger than that now. Do you know where you're going? Do you know where you're headed? If you only knew. He gave you a glimpse before, but guess what? You forgot about it. You forgot about it and you laid it down and you started doing your own thing. You started wasting time. You started wasting energy. You were complacent doing things for everybody else but for yourself. And now, guess what happens? The boat begins to rock. The boat begins to shake. It's time to step out of the boat. It's time to step out of the box. You've been boxed up too long. You've dumbed yourself down too long. You pretended too long. You didn't want anybody to think that you were better. You tried not to step on any toes, so you stayed stuck and you stayed down. And now the door has closed and you thought that you were rejected. Oh my, rejection is your friend. Rejection is your friend. Because had you not gotten the door closed, had you not been turned down, had he not chose that other woman, you would have been still there. Loving him, giving to him, putting up with all kinds of foolishness. You would have stayed right there. Rejection is a wonderful thing. Yes, rejection would put you in a whole nother mindset and take you on a whole new level. It would bring you to a whole new realm. Because when you think about it, think about all what you brought to the table. Think about what you were able to give. Think about the patience you had. Think about all that you've invested. And then when you think about all, you'd be like, I wonder what happened. I wonder what really happened. I was the one. No, he chose Vashti. He chose Vashti. You're Esther, baby. You're Esther. You're Esther. Oh, yes, you're Esther. And you thought you were rejected. Oh, no, you weren't rejected. You just were not suitable. You weren't suitable. You wanted to be suitable, but you weren't suitable. Not for him. No. You weren't suitable for him. Now, let me deal with it. Let's take it up a notch. Let's take it up a notch because I don't want to just stroke your fancy. Oh no, I'm not trying to pump you up. I'm trying to get you set free. I'm trying to tell you the real deal. I'm trying to get you loose. I want you to shake loose of those bands that are holding you down, that got you really feeling so, disarray. You really feel disenchanted. You feel some type of way. You're in your feelings, because you thought that you should have been the one. But let me say this, because I have to say this. Maybe she is the one. I'm not saying that she's not all that. Maybe perhaps she was. Maybe perhaps she is. Maybe, just maybe, she's all that and more. She has it going on, girl. She got it together. Guess what? She's the suitable one for him. It doesn't have to be, because see, sometimes we as women, we try to, oh girl, she was in all that and he don't know what he missed out on and he should have, he settled. Oh, maybe he didn't settle. Maybe he didn't settle. But maybe she was his suitable companion. Maybe you weren't suitable for him. Maybe you weren't tailor fit for him. Because what you have and what you bring to the table and where you're going, you so much further than that. Listen, I say now, in this day and time, when I think about relationships, you have to think about where you're going. Too many times we settle for where we are. Yes, we meet the right now, not the Mr. Right, but the Mr. Right now. And we give all that to Mr. Now. And we get upset when there's someone else that comes around in the space and then he decides, oh, he wants her. And we go to thinking about, oh, she's not all that, she's not, but she's suitable for him. So let him have her. Let him have her. Let him have her. And keep moving. Keep moving. Because your vision and your plan and your dream and where you're going is so much bigger. It's so much bigger. And you're going to invest so much time and so much energy and so much planning into someone and into something that you have outgrown. And then you think to yourself, hey, trailblazer woman of God, God bless you on tonight. You have to go follow this dynamite woman of God. I love her. Carla Cannon, trailblazer Carla Cannon. Follow her. Follow her. Amazing woman of God. Amazing woman of God. Entrepreneur. You need to go and check her out. You know. But when we're talking about what do you bring to the table? Because too many times we stay stuck. And it's because we've been rejected. It's because you have dealt with it. You're able to rise up. You're able to move forward. You're able to come out of that situation. If you had not been rejection, do you realize all the time you would have spent, all the energy you would have wasted, all of what you would have brought forward? You would have given it away. Freely continue to give it away. To give away all of yourself and all of the valuable nuggets that you have and the treasures that you possess. You would have given them all away. When I think about past relationships and all of what I put into relationships, and I told you, you all know my story. I was married for almost 19 years, and oh my God, the Mary J that I am today, oh my God, where was she 19 years ago? I'll tell you where she was. She was so busy taking care of everybody else and everything else that she did not do all of the things that she could have been doing for herself. But when rejection came along, when doors began to close, guess what? You get to that place where you say, you know what? It's time for me to pull out my best guns. It's time for me to bring it on. It's time for me to set it off. It's time for me to make some things happen. You know, oh yes, it will pull out of you all the treasure that is in you. The things that you thought about and the dreams that you had that you just put up on the shelf and you waited for a moment because you were so busy trying to fulfill so many other people and do so many other things for everyone else. So you laid those treasures aside. But when rejection came knocking at your door, when you got by yourself, when those tables begin to turn, yes, you thought about all the stuff that you never did. Now it's time to do them. But had rejection not been knocking at your door, had that door not closed in your face, had you not begin to have that boat to be rocked, you would have never stepped out of the boat. Sometimes situations and circumstances will become so uncomfortable and you think that, it's all the devil is busy. It's not always the devil. Sometimes that is the nudging and the unctioning of the Holy Spirit getting you to move forward and to step out. To step out into that new season, to step out on that new plane, to step out on a whole new level, to go to a whole new dimension, to do some things that you've never done before, to go some places that you've never been, to get into a whole new circle of people. God would take you on a course that will reroute your spirit, and you'll be on this course. Let me tell you this, you might be on that course by yourself, because where you are, sometimes you may feel like you're in a strange land, but guess what? If you stay there and you trust God, even when you can't trace him, he will show you his hand again. He's just wanting to see if you're willing to move when it's not familiar to you. When those people and those people that you are familiar with, those people that you hung tight with and close with, and they're no longer there and you don't have anybody else. You can't make it by yourself. He wants you to get to that place where you feel like you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and then finally, hello, I've been waiting on you the whole time. Yes, I've been waiting on you. Rejection would move you to a place of isolation. It would tell you who the fake and phony folk are. Rejection would let you know who your true friends are. When you don't have certain things and you're not doing the same thing that you used to do, you know, when you're not at that level that you used to be at, and you don't have that job that you had before, and you talked to them and you told them the situation, and hello and bye-bye, where are they now? Rejection has you in the place where you're supposed to be. Yes, you're right there. You're right where you're supposed to be. You're in a good space. You're in a good space. Rejection is actually, I tell you, ladies, rejection is your friend. Stop murmuring and complaining about who's no longer there and who's not with you and who used to call you. That prayer partner that really was always praying with you, they don't need your prayers now. And guess what? That's not a bad thing. What that means that you've grown, you've planted seed, it's been watered, and now that assignment is over. That assignment, I want to say this. I just mentioned Trailblazer Carla Cannon on here. I don't know if the woman of God is still here or not. But let me tell you something that she said that spoke volumes to me. And I always give credit to whom credit is due, because I do not plagiarize and I do not steal other people's stuff in their phrases. What Dr. Carla, I'm calling her doctor now, but what Trailblazer Carla Cannon said, she said, sometimes they may be assigned to you, or you may be assigned to them. That's what she said. Sometimes you may be assigned to them, but they may not be assigned to you. So sometimes you get with people and you may be assigned to them. You pour out and you give everything, but they may not be assigned to you. And you be feeling like, you know what? I did all of this and I gave all of that, and now they're not even here to be found. All of what, now where is it when I need somebody to be in my corner to help me out, and they weren't assigned to you, but you were assigned to them. So you gave it your all. You did all that you can do. And guess what? When the door is closed, game over, time out, next, move on. Move on, because too many times we try to stay in the same place and dealing with the same people. And guess what? They're not going anywhere. Where you going, they may not even be going in that direction. Where you going, they may not even be able to go, because where God is taking you, everybody can't go with you. Some people you just got to leave at the foot of the mountain. Why take all of that weight? Why take all of that extra stuff with you? Why take all of that with you where you're going and where you're headed? You're going in a whole nother direction. You're going to meet some other people along the way. Those people that you meet along the way are going to help you carry you to the next level where you're supposed to be. Rejection is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. So just keep moving. Hello, Penny, woman of God. God bless you, my sister, my lion sister. God bless you. You know, you just got to keep moving. You got to keep moving. You got to keep moving. Yes, rejection is your friend. We look at rejection as a bad thing. We look at rejection as not fitting in, not feeling that we are good enough. We compare ourselves to other people. But when you really start comparing yourself, you're just setting yourself up for disappointment. You're setting yourself up to continue to replay that thing over and over in your head. But let me tell you, if you pay attention to the doors that were closed and then see where you are in between time. Now, I'm not in between time. We deal with balancing that thing out. We deal with the toughness of just enduring that time, of going through and getting over it and pressing forward in between time. Yeah, it gets a little difficult. Hi, Monique, my sweetheart, my cousin. Hello on tonight. But once you get past that, and you really, this is what you need to do. Instead of thinking about all of who that other person is or what that other person don't have or what, think about who you are. Think about what you've done. Think about what you're capable of giving. Think about what you brought to the table. Your ideas, your strategies, your plan, your visions, your energy, your time, your money, you invested, all of that, whatever it was, whatever you gave, even as it relates to anything that you wanted to have that you felt like you just got turned down, you didn't get it. Think about all of what's inside of you. Where are you going? What are you looking to do? What do you want to accomplish? When you begin to think on those terms, you begin to say, you know what? Oh my God. When I think about some of the relationships that did not work out, I'm like, oh my God. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for that closed door. Thank you for another opportunity for me to get this thing right. Thank you for just giving me another chance. Thank you for just making another way and opening another door. And had I stayed there, I would not be doing what I'm doing now. There would not be any matters of the heart, you guys, if I had not been rejected, if doors weren't closed. There would not be any Real Talk Mary J. There would not be any books. There would not be any entrepreneurship. I'll still be on somebody else's job doing all of the stuff that they need done and trying to give them all that they need. There, even in my hard times and setbacks and in between times, there would not be any Mary J. if I would have not experienced the things that I've experienced. So think about you. Think about all of what you do and who you are and what you bring to the table and what you've invested and what you're capable of giving and all of the things that you wanted to do and just didn't work out. Think about what you can be doing right now. What project you can be working on right now. What house you can be building right now. What course can you be taking right now? How much time can you give to your children right now or your grandchildren? What more do you have to give? When you look back, you would think about it and you'd be like, you know what? Oh, I didn't know that's all he wanted. If I would have known that was it, that I was too much for him to handle, if I really would have known he didn't need all of that in his life, I would not have wasted my time. Really? Think about that. If you knew. Because I said again, and a good friend of mine, John Martin Barrow, he said this, sweetheart, you married where you were. You did not marry where you're going. And from that moment, that changed my life as it relates to how I see relationships. Because now, When you guys hear me say I'm lonely and I like it, oh my gosh, I promise you I do. I promise you I do. Because when we think about it, because, okay, so many people want to say, oh, don't say you're lonely. You're alone. But lonely means you're sad and you're depressed, and you're not lonely. You might want to say you're alone. No, I'm lonely, and I like it. Do I get sad sometimes? Absolutely. Have I been depressed at times? Sure enough, yes, I have. But all my life, I've been in relationships, you guys. I've been married for 19 years. And before that, I was married before. So I've been married. I've always had someone in my life. Always had a man in my life. This is the first time in my life that I've ever been alone. And I am lonely at times. I am sad at times. Sometimes I get depressed. And see, I have to be vulnerable and transparent to you ladies, because sometimes we don't want to deal with the whole truth. We feel like we need a man in our space. We feel like, oh my God, if we don't have a man, or what are we going to do? Oh, if we don't have a man, we're just not on our game, or we're not worthy. And we don't want anybody to know that we're not having anybody. So it's okay. I promise you, ladies, it's okay to be alone, and it's okay to be lonely sometimes. That's why I can truly, with my whole heart, embrace it and say, I'm lonely, and I like it. Because I had to realize that I'm going to embrace this thing. You know why I'm lonely and I like it? Because I'm not just going to settle for just being out and being with some guy because he's fine, or he's cute, or he has it going on, girls. You know how we do it. Oh, my boy, he has it together. No. If you can't take me where I'm going, I already know. If I don't see in you what God has shown me in me and where my destiny lies, I already know. I refuse to continue to waste more time and more energy and exhaust all of everything that God has given to me into someone else. And I know that you're not the one. I was telling my friend that today. I understand that if you're going out, and you're going out with acquaintances, and you're going to have dinner, you're going to the movies, you're going to eat lunch, or whatever you're going to do, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay to socialize. But I'm talking about a person that may have a romantic intent, that feels like, okay, this is somebody that they're interested in. I can look at you right off the bat and know. Let me tell you, I've been through so much. I've been through enough that I don't have to even break bread with you and sit at a table long enough to know that you are not the one. And so many times we want to have these fillers. But let me tell you what happened with fillers, ladies. We give all our time to them. You know that's not the one. You know that boy ain't even on your level. You know that's not even your type. You understand? And we sit there and we become complacent and we deal with so much stuff. That's why I can say I'm lonely and I like it. Rejection is my friend. Yes, because rejection will cause you to deal with you. Rejection will cause you to look at you. Rejection will pull out all of the creativeness in you. You will begin to do things that you've never done, meet people that you've never met, go places that you've never gone, and do things that you've never done. Rejection is your friend. Stop feeling so down about not fitting in. Come on, ladies. Rise up and walk like you have somewhere to go. Yes, absolutely. Rise up and walk like you have somewhere to go. Rejection is a good thing. Rejection is not bad at all. It's not. When I think about the places and the spaces of all my time and energy that was put in over the years, oh my goodness, Thank you, rejection. Thank you, closed door. Thank you for going the other way. Thank you for unfriending. Thank you for unfollowing. Thank you for choosing her. Come on. Embrace it. Embrace it. I promise you, it would take you so much further. It would cause you to meet a you that you've never met before. It would cause you to know some things about you that nobody could have ever known. It will show you really who you are and all of what you do. Rejection is a good thing. And that's on every level. I'm not just talking about just being rejected from a man. I'm talking about a best friend rejecting you. I'm talking about a best friend not wanting to even gel anymore. I'm talking about a best friend not wanting to call anymore. I'm talking about your friends that you work with in the workplace that don't want to eat lunch with you anymore. I'm talking about them too. Come on. I'm talking about that job that you didn't get or the job that you were let go of. I'm talking about that too. I'm talking about that house that you really wanted to have and now you thought that was the house and then it didn't go through. I'm talking about rejection. Rejection is your friend. Rejection will cause you to go to a whole new level. Rejection will pull some things out of you that you didn't know you had in you. Rejection is good to you. Yes. Rejection causes you to deal with you. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Rejection, ladies. Don't be saddened. Don't be down. Don't be disheartened. Don't go into a dark room and stay stuck. Don't get all out of shape and overweight. Don't lose your appetite. Don't let yourself go. Don't stay in a room. Come on. Don't isolate yourself. You can be lonely and like it. There's things that you can do for you. There's so much that you can give to yourself. All of what you gave to that last relationship, you tried to make that thing work. You tried to fit in. You tried to make it look good. You even dressed it up. You got him together because you really knew that was something that you were interested in. That was something that you wanted. But then you didn't really know all of who you were. You didn't really know that you were giving too much to that. You were exhausting too much time and energy into that. All of what you gave was not even appreciated. Neither was it ever celebrated, but you kept giving. You kept giving. And now you realize, you know what? Now I see. I see clearly now. And now where God is taking me, I really don't have time to waste any more time. Because either you know or you don't know. Come on. You either know or you really don't know. You really know who you are and whose you are, or you really don't know. You have to know where you're going. And I say, and I those of you that have been on with Wounded Worshiper, those of you that have been on with Unpacked Baggage, those of you that have been on with Suitable Companionship, you already know. If you are not a part of the process of where I know that I am going, I am not wasting any more energy and time. I am not investing any more into that. Absolutely zilch. You get what I'm saying? You don't have to settle. You know, ladies, you can look at the situation. It doesn't take a rocket science. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. You can look at it and you already know. So why are you even entertaining? Why are you settling? Why are you wasting valuable time? Valuable time. Valuable time. Yes. You don't need a sugar daddy. No, you don't. You don't need a sugar daddy. You don't need someone to just pass time. You can read a book and pass time. You can clean your house, pass time. You can cook, pass time. You can go jogging. That'll pass time. You don't need anybody else coming into your space, taking up your time, taking your talent, taking your gifting, and all that you were created to do, and pull from you just to leave you stuck. It's time for us to rise up and walk like we have somewhere to go. Oh yes. Been there, done that. Next. Yes. Absolutely. When you know who you are, you rise up. You don't settle. You don't sit and break bread with folk that just, come on. They can't, no. No more investment. There's no equity in it. You won't be able to withdraw from it. You're going to be depleted and drained and heartbroken. Yes, that's it. Understand the difference now. That, okay, though I've been rejected, though I've been used, and I was not accepted. Come on, that's what we talk. Well, come on, this is heart-to-heart talk. All of who I am, I know what I bring to the table. And if that's all of what I knew you needed, I would have given so much less. You know how we do it, girls. If that's all you needed, boo, I didn't have to do all of that. I didn't know you were mediocre. I didn't know that's all it took. Oh, come on. Rejection is your friend. Embrace rejection. Embrace it. You don't have to be lonely and like it just because I am, but I love it. Oh, because I'm telling you, because I was able to do so much more, so many things that I had been putting off and hadn't done because I was so busy doing everything else for everybody else. But when I got to that lonely place, and let me tell you that it was a choice. Understand, it's a choice. It's a choice because I choose not to. I choose not to go out. I choose not to be at every party. I choose not to be at everybody's everything. I choose not to go out with everybody that will call and say, hey, what you doing? Let's go have lunch. I choose not to. That's why I like it, because I see that it's fulfilling for me to be by myself, to do some things that I need to get done for me. And I'm telling you, it's not dressed up. It's not over the top. You learn to date yourself. Yeah, you learn to appreciate who you are and love on you, and know that you're not settling. That's right, know your worth. You're not settling anymore. No, you're not playing house anymore. You're not laying up anymore. Oh, yes. You're not, yeah. Let Vashti do that. Esther don't have to. Esther knows who she is. Rejection is your friend, ladies. Okay, just know that. Rejection is your friend. Rejection is your friend. Many of us would have stayed stuck had we not been rejected. You would have stayed right there. You would have stayed on that job. You would have stayed in that relationship. You would have stayed living at home with your mama. You would have stayed doing all of the stuff that you knew that you needed to step out of the box and do differently. Had you not been rejected, you would stay stuck. That's right. So this is Matters of the Heart. Ladies, thank you all for connecting with us on tonight. Up close and personal, right there with Matters of the Heart. This is where we are every Monday night at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're right here to connect with the serious and the matured women. If those of you that are just coming in, you can go back and play the replay. For those of you that are already on, and as you're coming in, even if you're coming in now, press a 1. Just put a 1 on the screen and let me know that this is your first time coming in with us live for Matters of the Heart on Monday nights. We want to hear from you. All right, ladies, do you have any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Oh, you're absolutely welcome, Monique. You're welcome. Any questions, anybody? Any questions on tonight? Boy, when I think about the stuff, ooh, I'll be like, geez. Wish I would have been rejected a long time ago. That would have helped. Would have saved me some time, ladies. Saved it. Oh, gosh. Any questions, any comments, girls? What you saying tonight? I'm trying to see, you guys. I'm trying to work this out. All right, Ty. You too, right? Yeah, it would have saved you a lot of time. And that goes for everything. It's not all about a man. It's not all about a man, but he's a part of it. Yes, we deal with him too, ladies. Oh, you're welcome, Hope. Yeah, but we're talking about every sense of it. Friendships, family, you know, our mates, whatever, whomever, jobs, all of it, businesses, all of it. Rejection is a good thing. So the next time you feel rejected, thank you, A. The next time you feel rejected, think about what you have to offer. Think about what's on the inside of you. And what did you give? More than that, what did you receive? And in most cases, you didn't receive as much as you gave out. That's how you know that it was meant to be. That's how you know that it was time for you to move on. Sometimes we stay there too long, giving everything to the wrong people. And they don't really know how to handle you. Because pretty much of all of who you are and all of what you bring. But I say, if you can't take me where I'm going, if what I've seen, I can't see you there with me because it's not on your level and you never would understand, you can't, oh my goodness. Why waste time? Why waste valuable time? All right, ladies, this is Matters of the Heart, up close and personal, in your face. I hope you had a Merry Monday. I hope you had a Merry Monday all day long. Catch me on New Orleans Talk Network on Monday mornings at 10 a.m. We'll be there at 10 a.m. We're going to be dealing with the battlefield of the mind. Please come on this Monday and connect with us at 10 a.m. Bishop Ronnie Crockett will be sharing with us on New Orleans Talk Network live every Monday morning at 10 a.m. we'll be on, but he will be coming on for battlefield of the mind this coming Monday. So if you know anybody that's been dealing with anything as it relates to the mind games, suicide, depression, anything that relates to the mind, have them to connect with me on Monday morning for Real Talk with Mary J on New Orleans Talk Network. You all can go and download the app, NOTN, and follow me there, and also connect with me right here, same place, same time, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, for matters of the heart, so we can have our heart-to-heart talks on Monday nights at 10 p.m. Don't forget to join me, ladies, this Wednesday on Wild, WOW. Those of you that are going wild with me, connect with me every Wednesday at 10 p.m. on Facebook Live as we war in the spirit, we war in prayer. Women of the word, women of the word of worship. You know, we go wild on Wednesday. Women of wisdom coming together in prayer. All right? I love you all. So glad to have you to connect with us on tonight. Remember, ladies, rejection, it's not a bad thing. Rejection is really your friend.